Do you guys want to come and have a sleepover at my place? Please? I just want one friend. And welcome to the Ruben Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's original movie, The Sleepover. When two siblings discover their seemingly normal mom is a former thief in a witness protection who has been forced to pull one last job, they team up to rescue her over the course of an action-packed night. I'm going to say up front, this film is not for adults alone. I don't think you're going to enjoy it or find much to like in this film if you're watching it for like an action kind of cheesy rom-com or espionage thriller, that kind of film. They are loads better. However, if you are watching this with young members, and I say it like from 8 years old to 12, as a family, you're just gonna sit down with dinner and have some dinner and watch this, then this might be the film for you. Where you can stick on in the background. For the most part, you've seen this film done loads of times better. It's a little bit Home Alone. Kevin! It's a little bit True Lies.
Kill anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad.
Just not as good as those. I really find Netflix original films a bit hit and miss. There are parts to like in this film, and I like some of the actors in it. But the jokes, the funny bits are really hit and miss in this. Ken Marino, I like his comedy, I like his timing. But in this, it feels like forced, or sometimes when he's doing it less forced, that seems to be when it works. And so there's really this kind of, it feels like a push and pull. Sometimes you're like, that was kind of amusing, and then other times you're like, okay. And then there's the believability of the dialogue for the children. So I like the children. I think they have good on-screen chemistry together as kids, that you feel like they are good friends. You feel like their relationships are believable, but what they often say doesn't feel like what a child would say. It feels like what an adult would write for children. You get this a lot now. I really feel like you need to sit down with kids and just say, hey, what would you say in this conversation, and try and script it that way, because when you have more adult I guess the way they would react to a situation, and you put that in a child's body, or you try and think as an adult, wait, I remember how I think, this is how they thought, right? This is what they would do in that reaction. Sometimes it just comes across as too much, too cheesy, too over the top, when probably less is more. But that's a lot of the flamboyancy of this film. There's a very much overreaction. Sometimes it works. There's the young kid, who's a little bit chubby, and there's this dancing scene which I thought was hilarious and not cheesy. I mean, it was cheesy, but it was endearing, if that made sense. And so there's moments in this film that are endearing. I do have two teens, so I've had that kind of those cheesy moments. We've all had that in our family. There are moments where are endearing, and we do things that dads embarrass you, dad joke, that kind of family stuff. That's what this film is. It is very wholesome. There's not a lot that you're gonna find that you can't watch. It's very clean, but it does feel like a straight to DVD or straight to Disney's. Like if there's a feature title like Lion King 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it would be like number 5 or 6 in the line. It could be a good TV series, this title. I feel like if this was a TV series, it would be one of those Disney TV series that you would watch and be episodic in nature. There is a fight sequence that I was hoping that we were going to get more of, which is a lot of fun, but it's that one that you've seen in the trailer, and there isn't really much more than that. In fact, the parents don't really come into play that much in this, apart from obviously they've got to go rescue their parents, and there's whole palaver, and somehow you believe that somehow you are expected to believe that these kids get to where their parents are and somehow don't get caught, and somehow there's all this disbelief that you need to put aside. So if you take this film seriously at all, even by my talking you can tell I was trying really hard not to take this film seriously at all. As soon as you do that, you're just going to pull this film apart to shreds. However, if you're watching with a family, there's definitely a demographic for this. If you're watching this just to kind of let it wash over you, you can have some fun in this. And there are moments that I enjoyed with this. So it's not completely rubbish, but it's really not that good. The dialogue needed much rework, and there are some of the cheesiest lines from the adults that I've ever seen in a family movie. Oh my gosh, they're just full of cheese. And that's okay, but sometimes it's just too much. You just cringe. You'd be like, who allowed you to write that? The actors in this are good. It's just what they were delivered. The director, Trish Sie, he directed Pitch Perfect 3 and one of the Step Up films and a few kiddies stuff. So you can imagine that is the type of flavor that you're going to get. That's the type of direction that you're going to get in this film. So if you expected something more energetic with kind of more action sequences, with not too much cheese, and maybe you didn't watch the trailer, but you thought, oh, maybe that's going to be the type of film I'm going to get. That's not this. Don't expect too much from this film. So I'm going to give this film a D+. Chat to me in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about this film. Are you going to watch it? I'd be interested to hear what other people think about this film. But most of all, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, remember, live long on Tuesday.